Hi, my name is Yunita Yasmine. Before we go deeper into our topic speech, I want to ask you about something first. Have you ever been feel anxious lately? Or maybe you feel anxious about something right now? Then let me be honest. I do feel anxious right now. There is so much pressure to be able to do this speech. I am a shy person and I feel anxious thinking that you guys will be watching to my speech right now. I feel anxious that I am going to mess up my own speech and end up having a bad grade. I feel anxious whether or not you guys will agree with my opinions that I will share with you today. So, it is normal for humans to feel anxious. There is always been situations where we are as humans being will feel so much under the pressure, kind of like there is some horribly uncomfortable feeling in our mind that holding us back from getting too happy. In this case, we can also call that anxious feeling as an anxiety. And what I can share with you is that actually anxiety is very common, much more than people think. A lot of people still don't think that anxiety is important. They even don't know what it is. People think that anxiety is just nerves that you need to get over as part of your weakness. They don't know what exactly it is. Is it an illness? Is it your natural personality? What is it? That is why it is important for us to differentiate between normal anxiety and anxiety disorder. Normal anxiety is an emotion that we all get as humans when we get too much stress or under the pressure situation. Normal anxiety helps us to finish our works, to finish our assignments, like what I do right now. I can record this speech right now because there is an anxious feeling of scare that I would not receive a good grade or I might be fail in my class if I'm not submitting this speech assignment. In this case, anxiety is good because it helps me to finish my speech. However, when this normal anxiety emotion is taken to the extreme emotion in some situations, which actually don't need to deal with this anxious emotion, then that's what we call it as an anxiety disorder. In general, people will get anxiety disorder, will get worried constantly about everything that will might happen in their lives. They find it very difficult to control this emotion. In much worse cases, they even get symptoms like panic attacks, hard to breathe, lose focus easily, hard to sleep, blame themselves for being imperfect, and commit to suicide. Let me tell you again that anxiety is very common and serious feeling for us as humans. It helps us to deal with emergencies. It only becomes a bummer if we cannot control those anxious feelings. Now just imagine that you don't have any anxious feeling at all. Maybe you would not become who you are right now. You even would not be watching, judging, and listening to my speech right now. Because what? Because you wouldn't be regarded studying as gaining qualification for becoming who you are and wherever you are right now. So, getting rid and being free of anxiety would also be such a bad idea because anxiety is emotion, is part of our emotion, that is those anxious emotion, and all emotion is very important. Every emotion has its own purposes. So now I want to share my simple ways of coping or controlling anxiety so it wouldn't be a bummer for you, so it wouldn't be an anxiety disorder. There are two major ways. The first is jump into that anxiety and face that anxiety directly. Start to listen what is actually those anxious emotion want from you. When you start to listening to your own emotion, you also could get your logical thinking. Logical thinking like, is this emotion helpful for you or is this emotion unhelpful for you? If it is helpful for you, then start trying to do whatever those emotions want from you. Start doing it badly without even thinking about the result, without even thinking what might be other people say about you. It is better to do it badly rather than not do it at all because everyone on their first try is always imperfect and it always took the anxiety out of everything and replaced it with excitement, even though the result is bad. And once you have your ear for your own emotion, you will know that from all this time you are not kind to yourself. For instance, that's on my own experience. I am a person who always hates when people judge or criticize me, but actually I know when the other people start to criticize me, it can be counted. And I know they are not trying to hate me. I know that they are trying to help me. And what I get, I do not realize that the person who gives me the most negativity, who gives me the most criticize, who gives me the most hits for me is actually myself. So the second way is to be kind to yourself. Start to be more kind to yourself and start to forgive yourself and accept wherever you are. People with anxiety disorder think a lot about what they are doing wrong, how bad they are, and anything that is just about their weakness. They are not kind to themselves. Anxiety leaves no marks or scars on your body that can be shown to other people that it is serious. So, the only person that can help you is yourself. It is totally okay to be imperfect. Remember that you are just human. A human cannot always be perfect all of the time. Be more kind to yourself. Accept whoever you are, including your anxiety. Treat it as your friend, not your enemy, and you will start a lot less worried about anxiety. So, how do you feel after listening to my speech? Do you still feel anxious about something? Well, it is okay. It just means that you are still a normal person. Thank you for listening. I'm Yunita Yasmine, and I feel less anxious after closing this speech.